I finally found out when I get my tax return. Yeah, I'm still on my tax return. I haven't got it yet. For those of you who listen to the show, I'm sure I've talked about it. Like, I had to prove to the U.S. government who I am. So I had to do like a video chat with whatever, some woman in a government office. She had to verify, it was me, see if I matched my driver's license and, like check my social security card. She typed down some information. Then I got a confirmation from, the IRS saying, oh, yeah, okay, you're who you say you are. So, anyway, I'm going to get my tax return in December. They finally told me, like, so whatever. It's just weird how for some reason they didn't believe who I was. But also, I was told that's not why it took so long, because they said whether I proved who I was or not, they were still processing the tax return. And so the reason why it took so long to process, they said because of the scamdemic. Okay, how many more things are going to be blamed on the scamdemic? Um, because it made no sense. Because like they didn't know who I was, but they said that isn't going to impede the process of your tax return being done. So they're like, we're not waiting for you to prove your ID to do your tax return, but we still need you to prove your ID. So they were just taking their time, I guess. But whatever. At least I finally am gonna get the my money, which means I get to continue my subscription to the 15 OnlyFan models. I use that word loosely. Gotta love OnlyFans, right? It's like it's like a virtual strip club, except you don't have to leave home and you smell like Axe body spray. Maybe not. Anyway, so tomorrow's Halloween. Uh, I I I was wearing a costume a couple days ago. I was wearing a cosplay. But yeah, Halloween is something it's still my favorite holiday. And I think the last time I went trick or treating, I was in my 20s. It was, it's just a fun experience, but I mean, I'm not going this year because I was watching Fox News, and now this is the news, okay? And now, okay, I complain about mainstream media all the time, but isn't Fox News mainstream media too? I mean, Fox News, the biggest difference between Fox News and like whatever other news stations is that like they tend to cover both sides, and they seem to be more honest. It's like our economy sucks, so Fox News goes, yeah, our economy sucks. When our economy was good, I'm making this very simple. Fox News was like, yeah, our economy's doing well. Um, you have other stations that say they like downplay it because obviously if the economy is doing bad, like we're in a recession right now, but it makes the sitting um, president look bad, even though he's not really the president. But anyway, But anyway, so Fox News was reporting on the fentanyl crisis. Now, as you guys know, fentanyl deaths have been up since the lockdown started. Well, just drug overdoses in general have been up because, people were bored, alone, home, doing drugs. And usually, when you do drugs like that, you have to do it with someone in case you overdose, they can save you. I mean, that's why they tell you, do drugs with someone else. Um, which is sad. It's not because it's more fun. It's because in case you overdose, they can save your life. But they're saying that the fentanyl crisis is so bad since the border because apparently there's just every day there's like not tons, but there's like several. How do they weigh fentanyl? Like in pounds, I guess. Like like several pounds of fentanyl cross our border every day, and they said it's gotten so bad that there's now fentanyl in like candy wrappers. There's fentanyl that looks like Skittles. So like now I'm assuming this is real. They showed a bag of Skittles, that they confiscated from bad actors, and inside the bag of Skittles was a colorful assortment of fentanyl pills, but they were like the color of Skittles. And they had several other types of candy boxes, like there was a box of Nerds, except it was fentanyl, but it was like all the crazy colors. And so, then it's like they're reporting you can't take your kids trick or treating because they're passing out fentanyl. Okay. Um, I I I started laughing so hard when they were like, um, yeah, you can't even take your kids trick or treating. I'm paraphrasing. You can't even take your kids trick or treating because they're giving out fentanyl. And I'm like, wait a moment. Halloween hasn't even happened yet. And just because there's a couple of drug busts where they were smuggling fentanyl in candy wrappers doesn't mean, you know, Joe Schmo, Middle America, got his lights on at 7 o'clock so kids will come and get some candy. It doesn't mean he's gonna be passing out fentanyl. Why would you pass out fentanyl during Halloween? I can't picture this. I mean, Liz, I've never done fentanyl, so I know nothing about it. I don't know. I mean, like, I know what it does to you. Like, I know why you die because it shuts down your nervous system, so you suffocate to death because, like, you don't breathe. But anyway, but I mean, like, I've never done it, so I don't know how it feels. I don't know if it's addicting. Granted, I've never been addicted to anything other than Asian pussy, but and K-pop. But no, seriously, pics of Unishin, circa 2018. Yeah, actually, that is my addiction. Like my room is covered in pictures of Unishin, circa 2018. She is gorgeous. But like when she first popped on the scene, yeah, I'm bird walking her. Sorry about that. Anytime I can talk about a hot chick, I would talk about a hot chick because there's so many ugly ones around. It always feels good to talk about a hot chick. But anyway, listen, I've never been like addicted to it. See, okay, to me, addiction means you're like selling family heirlooms. You're um whatever, like gonna rob someone because you need money, or I don't know, like you're doing something deplorable, as Hillary Clinton would say. You know, like you're donating blood for the fifth time in the same day. Like you're doing something crazy, okay? But anyway, um, if fentanyl, if there's such a fentanyl crisis and like it's the leading cause of death, apparently between people of the age of like something like 18 and 44, it was like it's like the healthy range, like the people in the prime, the 18 to 40 range, the leading cause of death for them is fentanyl, which is crazy. But anyway, if fentanyl is so addicting and there's so many addicts, why would you give one away for Halloween? Wouldn't you like hoard those pills or whatever, right? Because I mean, I remember years ago, I was watching, once again, I don't really watch the news, but I think it was like the local news, like Channel 4 News, whatever. And this mother, she's being interviewed. She's like, someone gave my daughter a bag of cocaine for Halloween. She went to trick or treating. It was like this little baggie of cocaine. Now, um, now see that I understand because that's funny. And with all the sugar kids eat, you get it. Like that's like, see, giving giving out bags of cocaine. That's like a statement. That's like that's like a that's like a punk song, except it's in the version of Halloween candy. You're like, you know what? You're taking your kids out to get this diabetes, fat inducing. Like sugar is bad for you. There's there's no product that becomes healthier for you because sugar is added to it. There is no product. Unless, okay, let me retract that statement. Unless you're putting ketchup and sugar and heating it up to make soy sauce. Other other than that, um, there there is no product that you add sugar to it and it becomes healthier. Sugar is one of the worst things for you. Sugar and heroin, same thing basically. But anyway, listen. Like, giving out cocaine is funny because it's like it's sugar. You know what I mean? It's sugar for adults. So like, but also a child doesn't know what that is. Well, unless you grew up in Whitney Sweet's house. But anyway, listen. And then there's fentanyl. Okay, fentanyl. You can, if you're passing out fentanyl for Halloween, you should be arrested for attempted murder. Because I've seen. I'm lying. I haven't seen anything. I've seen people overdose on fentanyl just by touching it. Apparently, fentanyl is so potent. If you touch it and you absorb enough of it through your skin, you can die from that. Is That's crazy. So, if you give that out for Halloween, you're basically trying to kill someone. I'm not an expert on body weight here, but I'm sure because a child's body weight, it takes a lot less to cause harm. So when I saw that Fox News story, I'm like, this is a prime example of you trying to scare people. This is another example of the news using fear. You know, I I will bet you any amount of money that no one is passing out fentanyl for Halloween. I bet you any amount of money they would be. no, no tragic stories about someone getting a box of Skittles and it was fentanyl pills. I bet that there would be no legitimate story. Now I can picture the media making up a story, where they have some kids, like dump their trick or treat bag out, and it's like a brick of coke, you know, a human head, But like I'm not gonna, once again, like the media has damaged itself, where even news sites, news organizations that aren't considered mainstream media, I don't trust them either. Because in the end, what needs to happen? Ratings. If you don't have people watching your channel, watching your TV station, listening to your podcast, whatever, then like you're not gonna get to stay on the air. Present company excluded. I'm not getting paid to do this, obviously, even though this is like show number. God, I've done so many of these podcasts. This is I've done over 500. But anyway, listen, I just don't, or maybe I'm naive. Okay, like okay, let me name some things I love. Okay, not really, but I used to love, and I say used to because if I drink alcohol now, I get like sick. But I used to love alcohol. Greatest feeling in the world is being drunk, listening to some good music that you like, and playing video games at the same time. Okay, I know. I'm a very pathetic person, but I'm not here to be kink shamed. Okay, so alcohol is great. I love alcohol, but I love alcohol so much, I don't want to share it. Like, I don't want to pass out vodka shots for Halloween. I don't want to do that. I'd rather drink it myself. Like, why would I give out vodka shots for Halloween when I could be ingesting that? I mean, and I'm assuming that mentality is going to spread to the hardcore shit. Like if you're a so-called fentanyl addict, why would you pass it out? I just that's just not logical. Granted, it's not logical to be a fentanyl addict, considering people are dropping dead. I mean, if that's not a deterrent to not do drugs, I don't know what is. Hey, people are dying by like literally touching it. I saw the body cam footage of a cop who did a drug bust, and he didn't know what the drugs were, but there's a bunch of drugs in this guy's backpack, and like the fumes from the fentanyl like made him like keel over. They had to like call 911, like do a bunch of shit to keep him alive. I mean, like the guy lived, but it was just from contact with the fentanyl. Okay, so you're telling me that that's not enough deterrent for the average person when you've seen, because it was a grown man. He weighed over 200 pounds. He was in good shape, young guy, dropped like a sack of potatoes from just inhaling the fentanyl, because I don't know, it was a bunch of pills in a bag or whatever. He didn't know what it was. They found that later. I mean, give me a break. That's not enough to like make you go, hey, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. And I'm definitely not gonna pass it out for Halloween. I mean, if what they say is true, that fentanyl's the leading cause of death between people of the eight, I forget the age range, it's like 18 to 40 or something like that. If that's really the leading cause of death, then how come people are still doing it? Like, I don't know. It doesn't make. I just don't believe that. Unless people are that stupid. And it's possible people are stupid. Hell, I mean, how many women have dated me? So, yeah. But listen, I don't know. I don't know what to believe. And that's sad. Like, I've seen so much on the news. Granted, and when I say some, it's like by accidentally, like you're flipping a channel or whatever, like a YouTube video gets recommended and it's like a clip from a news station. But it's still, I watch it, I'm like, I don't believe this. And then like even like the video of the cop ODing from just being in contact with the fentanyl. I question, is that real though? Because I saw it on a news station. Did they just hire actors? And because it's not that hard to dress up like a cop and dig through a bag and pretend you're overdosing. I mean, I don't know. It just, I don't believe anything. That's that's how bad our news is, that I literally don't believe anything I see. I don't believe when they interview a witness to something. I don't believe when they, you know, go go to the neighbor of the person that killed his cats, and then they don't show the face of the person, but whatever, like they film their flower pot and ask him questions. Oh well, he was a nice guy. Uh, I never sensed anything bad about him. That's probably just like the I don't know, like some intern who came along, for the ride in the news van. Probably not even like the real neighbor. It's like I don't know what has to happen for me to actually believe the news again, but it's it's gonna take a lot because I just don't buy anything. You know, I mean, just and in general, I mean, especially any government agency, I don't believe that, like, for sure. I don't believe anything from a government agency. Like, how many more times do they have to prove that they just lie to you? So like it didn't take the scamdemic for me not to believe the government. That was hell. I think that was back in the '90s where I'm like, oh yeah, they just make shit up. Like weapons of mass destruction. Like shit like that. So like I learned back in the '90s that, oh yeah, okay, so you can't trust a word from any government official. But anyway, so tomorrow for Halloween, I'm still not gonna go trick or treating though, because with my luck, I will get a bag full of fentanyl, and that's not a good thing. Anyway, I've said enough. I'll talk to you later. Peace.